Hey guys, welcome back. So I just got done watching Sweet Life LA on HBO Max, and Hunty, that was the best piece of reality TV that I've seen in a really long time. I mean, by far my favorite reality TV show out right now. Issa, you did something here. You did something here. If you guys don't know, Sweet Life LA is on HBO Max. It's produced by Issa Rae, right? And I hate how dirty my laptop is. Produced by Issa Rae. And basically, to me, it's kind of like a reboot or an updated version of Baldwin Hills. Remember they had the Hills on MTV about the white folks. They were young in their early 20s. You know, they were socialites, but they were also young professionals trying to make it out there in LA. Then BET kind of did like an unofficial spinoff with black folks called Baldwin Hills, right? In the black part of LA. And now we have Sweet Life, which I believe is unrelated to those shows, but it reminds me so much of Baldwin Hills, just like a 2022 version where it's a whole bunch of young black folks. They're young professionals. They're out there in LA. They're trying to make it and things like that, but they are binded by this social circle, this social group. And the leader of that social group is Tai. And honey, Tai and Jalen are the root of a lot of drama. They are the root of a lot of drama. And listen, I'm not going to go into details about the entire season. They have 2 seasons out right now. So I would encourage everybody watching this, if you haven't already, 1, there's going to be spoilers in this video. But 2, go watch it. It's 2 seasons on HBO Max right now. Right now, go watch it. Listen, I am never going to steer you wrong. And when you get into season 1, okay, of Sweet Life, when you get into season 1, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is so slow. Like there's nothing happening. It's kind of dry. It's a little bit stale. But when I tell y'all that this is a slow burner, okay, a slow burner movie. You ever seen a Quentin Tarantino? What's his name? Quentin Tarantino. You ever seen a Quentin Tarantino movie? Most of his movies, for the first hour, they all start off real slow. Like, okay, what the hell is going on? And then as soon as you hit the 1 hour, 1 minute mark, all the storylines start coming together, the drama, the actions, the guns, the lights, cameras, actions, bitch. Okay. It's like a Quentin Tarantino movie. The first 3, 4 episodes, it's like, yeah, okay. Like, what is this? It's cute, but it's kind of a waste of time. And then Hunty, the drama unfolds. The drama explodes. And then by the time you get into the second season, it's like, it's no like slow burn no more. Like from moment 1, scene 1, it's like the drama pops off with like a physical fight. They went from Sweet Life to goddamn Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, bitch. Okay, Sweet Life LA to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. It gets messy. There's a lot of relationship drama. There's a lot of friend group drama. It's a lot of he called me a sociopath and she called me this and he called me a broad. And like everybody is dating within the friend group, and Miss Miami is hopping from this man to that man, and then Becky and PJ divide the whole friend group, all for them just to get back together. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Bree's immature ass is dumping Petiri fine ass. You know what I mean? Becky dating the niggas from Harlem. What else? Like, it's just so much going on. It is so much going on. So listen, I want to speak about the last 3 episodes that I just watched, okay? So, spoilers. This review is about the last... It's not a review, it's just my thoughts, okay? I'm just going to go off of a stream of consciousness. I'm going to read these text messages that I had with my friend Krista because, we be kikiing about the show. And I'm going to use this as a reference because I want to talk about the last 3 episodes because that's what's really piquing my interest in the moment right now. So the first thing that I noticed is the fact that they go to Mexico, right? Damn it. They go to Mexico for the cast trip, right? I think they go to Baja California, Mexico. And what's weird is they have this new guy on there, Robb, and y'all, he looks so familiar. Like Robb with 2 B's. There's a Robb, Amanda's boyfriend, and then there's a Robb with 2 B's. And Robb with 2 B's, he's gay. And I was saying in the first season, I'm like, okay, we're in LA. We're in this city. Like, this is a black friend group. How come everybody is straight? Like, it was just a bit sus to me. I'm like, okay, there's a lack of representation. If we're having a reality TV show, somebody got to be gay. I'm sorry. Listen, and this is not a prideful LGBTQ alphabet soup community agenda. I'm just saying, like, it's weird for there to be like a friend group with no gay person. That's just it's odd to me, honestly. But anyways, but maybe because I'm gay, I'm biased. But like, why? Anyways, so when I was watching the first season, all I could think about is how come there's no gay character? Like, and I think Candace is a little bit, but I'm like, there needs to be a gay character. So they finally in season 2 added a gay character, but y'all, they fired him on the spot, like mid-scene, mid-season. The executive producer comes out and grabs Robb, and then she goes, listen, we do background checks on everybody. And then Robb goes, oh my God. And then you guys, we never find out what's on the fucking background check. Like, what is on the background check? So y'all know I went to Twitter. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is on the background check? Nobody on Twitter seems to know. However, I have a source. I have an insider, and I'm going to get this tea. I'm going to get the tea. I want to know why the hell did they hire Robb to start the mess and then fire him on the spot like that? Now, here's the thing. Let me give you the background information on the situation. Robb came into the situation as Miami's friend. If you don't know, Miami was kind of like a Cast Z member, okay? A side B character on the first season where she kind of came in as PJ's friend to make Becky feel jealous, or to make Becky jealous on last year's trip. I think they went to Mexico or Palm Springs. All right. PJ brought Miami to Palm Springs to make Becky jealous, but it kind of was like a whole mess because it ensued in a bunch of drama between Miami, Becky, and the rest of the girls, and this, that, and the third. Anyways, PJ and Becky never ended up together. So Becky and PJ kind of broke it off. And then Miami was just, at odds with all the women on the show. So fast forward to this season. We have Miami is being integrated back into the friend group, and she's kind of like getting along with the girls again for the most part. I feel like she's doing her best to get along with the girls. But she needed to call in reinforcements because she's not all the way into the friend group yet, even though she is. And Miami, she did such a great job. Miami did such a great job this season in giving us the drama. But, she needed backup. So she called in her gay Judy, her good Judy, Robb with 2 B's. And when I tell y'all Robb with 2 B's, it was definitely giving stereotypical messy gay. And I'm like, oh, girl, like, we need that. We need the messy gay, but he was just too messy. Okay. He was hired on to basically be Miami's support system. But also I felt like he was great because he is the only one. He would be the only one to ask the real uncomfortable questions. Like, he would be like, so Becky, PJ, and Kyle are totally different. Like, do you not have a type? Ooh. And then he would get on Bree and Becky's ass like, okay, so y'all are giving my sis the worst room on the trips. Like, are you still over Palm Springs? Like, he would just be asking the uncomfortable situations. He went up to Gerald and was like, so Gerald, you're Mr. Sociopath. Because last year, Thailand called Gerald a sociopath, which was still like a point of contention in the group. So I was like, yes. Okay, Robb is doing what needs to be done in a reality TV show, which is asking the uncomfortable questions and kind of, just getting in there and being a little messy in order for the storylines to evolve and like get the storylines going and whatnot. So I did appreciate that aspect of Robb. But at the same damn time, I also feel as though Robb was coming in too hot. You cannot be asking all of these uncomfortable, awkward questions in a very, very shady, messy way, insulting everybody within a friend group that you just got into. Like, you didn't play your cards right, boo. You did not play them right. Like, I appreciate the messiness, but at the same time, you have to ease it on in. It's like sex, baby. You just don't jam the shit in there. Like, ooh, like, baby, can I get time to stretch it out? You gotta massage it and lube it up and give it a chance to like stretch out before you just start going in with the drama and the mess, boo. So anyways, Robb is there to really just stir that pot, baby. Okay, he's stirring that pot because this is already a dysfunctional group of friends, but Robb was making it worse, and didn't nobody really like him. Like, AQ was threatening to beat him up, or not threatening. I think, AQ was annoyed at the fact that he was being super messy, calling Gerald a sociopath. Didn't nobody like that. So AQ was like getting on Robb for that. And Robb was like, I'm going to need you to pipe down because I will beat your ass. And I was just like, Ooh, I would like to see it. No, I don't condone violence. Tylin got in on it. Jalen, they were all going to hell in on Robb. Gerald was going in on Robb. Everybody, listen, it was a whole hot mess. So Robb didn't have, listen, you messed up being friends with this group before you could really infiltrate the group. Now, with that being said, all of a sudden they're in Mexico and he's just chilling by the pool, really not being messy in the moment. And, the executive producer comes waltzing into the house and she's like, Robb, I need to speak to you. So they go to this back room and she basically says, you know that everybody on this show gets a background check, right? Child, but they never said what was on the background check. So he went back in front of the cast and was like, y'all, I gotta go back home. I gotta take care of business. So that's when, of course, like I've already said, I went to Twitter and I was trying to figure out like, what the hell? Like, I'm really out here trying to find Robb's social media. Maybe he's posted something on social media because I really want to know, like, what the fuck was on that background check and why the fuck did they fire him on the spotlight at? Like, that was super embarrassing. Okay, the pressure is getting worse. Embarrassing. So anyways, that's the whole Robb situation. So honestly, I loved it. Even though he didn't really fit in with them because it was just like, he didn't massage it first. He just kind of stuck it in. It was something about Robb's presence that I just loved a lot because I'm just messy like that. And I just love messy reality TV. Anyways, what else happened in these past 3 episodes? So let me get my text messages out because me and my friend, we was going to hell in. I kind of started to notice that, really the only reason why Robb kept speaking up is because Miami kept feeling like she was being slighted by this group of people. Like, they had issues in the first season. And then, they're trying to make it up to her and make it right in this next season. But it just seems like, okay, Miami is still being slighted because how is it that sis got y'all a dope ass Airbnb in Harlem for free and you guys give her the worst room? She has to share a room with Candace. Excuse me. Why is that? And then we go to Mexico and she gets another crappy ass room. Not to mention in Palm Springs, she showed up to Palm Springs and had to sleep in the laundry room. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. But I'm sure she had far from the best room. I mean, she didn't know the folks. She was still a new member of the group. So I started to think and my gears started to go. And I'm like, oh my God, I just figured it out. Amanda is really the catalyst to all of the drama with Miami because if you can remember, what's her face? Amanda was the main one that was so upset that PJ brought Miami onto the trip. Like, girl, I get that you're upset, but you don't have to make this girl feel uncomfortable. Like, she doesn't know y'all's dynamic. She was just invited to something by her friend. So Amanda kicked off that drama. Uh-oh, my storage is finna go out. Hold on, y'all. Amanda kicked off that drama. And then I feel like Amanda also took a solo room in Harlem when that room should have been reserved for the girl that got y'all that house, which was Miami. And then Amanda is the one that's in charge of this year's Mexico trip. And she yet again gives Miami a shitty room. So it feels like Amanda is the catalyst to all the drama surrounding Miami. And she definitely deserves some discipline for what she's doing to Candy. Period. Amanda, you're not unproblematic, boo. You listen, you got your dirt, boo. Anyway, so that was just an observation. Moving right along. So let's talk about PJ and Becky. Becky and PJ, in the first season, they were trying to, talk and trying to date and trying to see like what they both wanted out of this whole situation. Messy. And I kind of feel like Becky and PJ slick sort of divided the damn friend group with their whole breakup. I don't know if you guys are privy to this information, but they were like on a yacht boat last season and all of a sudden like PJ breaks up with this girl on a yacht. And I can't remember if this was before or after Miami was introduced to the group in Palm Springs. I don't remember. I think it was after, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I think, yeah, it was after. But yeah, he broke up with this girl on the yacht, and then it was like this whole situation. And then after the show aired, Becky was receiving like some really nasty messages on social media. Yes, there was a whole bunch of drama, you guys. I feel like PJ and Becky's love situationship spawned into all of these different problems between PJ and the women and then Becky and Miami. But now Becky and Miami are cool again. So yeah, it just kind of like divided the whole entire group. And Becky took it upon herself to date two other guys, or kind of talk to or express interest in two other guys who were in New York, who so happened to be Petiri's friends, I think, yeah. And brought one of them to Mexico, all for her to just end up with PJ at the end of season 2. Y'all did all of this just to end up back together. I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying. And then we have this situation between, so Miami, she's kind of talking to AQ. AQ, I like AQ and Marcus. They're creeps, but they're funny and they're entertaining, and they add like a very messy dynamic to the group. Marcus is weird because he wants to talk to everybody. Like, he wanted to talk to Bree, and then he wanted to talk to Cheryl, and then he wanted to talk to Miami. I don't think he's really interested in Miami. I just kind of felt like he just was trying to fit in, get in where he fit in. And it was weird because his brother AQ was trying to talk to Miami, but then Miami really wasn't feeling AQ. So then Marcus was trying to slide on in there, and it was just really weird. Like, oh my God. And then Miami and AQ had this big ass fight, and it was weird because Miami was really trying to like insinuate that AQ was like feminine, and she didn't like the way he dressed, and his pants were too tight, and he was showing off his titties and his nipples because he had on this like sheer shirt. And like, I think she said something to the effect of in the jacuzzi, okay? Because there was a situation where Miami was sneaking off in the jacuzzi with Marcus, AQ's brother, while AQ was like 5 feet away sleeping. It was super messy. Miami, you was super messy for that. Like, you messy. And, I think she said something to the effect of, he's not a real man. Like, he's not man enough. And I feel like she was trying to insinuate that he's like not straight. Like, that's what it felt like she was getting at the fact that she doesn't think that he's straight. That's the vibe I was getting. But they ended up getting into a fight where, Miami was like, oh my God, like, you need to apply the pressure. You're not applying the pressure. Like, this is a vacation and you're not applying the pressure. And I'm like, girl, Miami, I've been rocking with you this whole time, but I kind of feel like you stirred up this mess, and like, you're going in on AQ for no fucking reason. Like, he did not deserve that. Like, the comments about his titties and the comments about, and listen, the outfit wasn't cute, but the comment about the titties and the tight pants and I need a real man and this, that, and the third, and you're not applying the pressure, I felt like that was rooted in a lot of mean-spiritedness. And then that led to AQ calling sis abroad, but that was way after the fact that she called this man a bitch and a nigga and it was a mess. It was a hot mess. What else? And then finally, the last two situations, and y'all are probably looking at me like, nigga, this is the worst recap ever. Listen, I told you this is a stream of consciousness. I'm basically just venting. I'm venting. And then I'm gonna give y'all my final thoughts. Then you have this situation with Pateri and Bree. Pateri and Bree, like, girl, that whole thing is crazy because I feel like Pateri, he's so fucking cute. He seems like an upstanding, polite, kind young man, like 10s across the fucking board, bitch. But the problem is Bree lives out in LA and Petiri lives in New York City. So the thing about it is she feels as though when they're together, it's a vibe. When they're not in each other's faces, there's no communication. But Petiri came to Mexico, right? And in Mexico, Bree was like, you know what? I'm feeling you and I love this vibe, but I'm gonna have to break up with your ass before I get back to LA because I just know that when we're not in person, I just don't receive the same energy from you. So anyways, they break up in Mexico. Everybody goes back home. He goes to New York. Bree goes back to LA. And Bree is telling her girlfriends that within a 7 days time span, Petiri called her twice and she did not pick up. basically ignoring / avoiding any sort of communication with him, right? And her girlfriends are like, girl, like, what is you doing? Like, you were just complaining that he doesn't communicate, when y'all are on separate sides of the country, but then he communicates and that's still not enough. Like, she's going on this thing like, it's not enough. It's not enough. Like, he should be texting me. He should be doing this. Like, and it's kind of like, Bree, you're a self-sabotager. And I was so happy when Becky spoke up and was like, are you sure you're not self-sabotaging? And then Bree is in the confessional talking about some girl. I've been trying to give you advice on PJ, and you've been trying to deny your feelings for him. You're the last person that needs to be talking about some self-sabotaging, because now Bree and Becky, who are supposedly best friends, have like some rift. Okay, to where Bree feels as though her just being a natural bad bitch bothers Becky because Becky's depressed about PJ. The whole situation is really weird. So yeah, at the finale party, y'all, Petiri shows up and he's like, I'm gonna get my girl back. I'm gonna get my girl back. She thinks that I'm not really like applying the pressure, trying to communicate. Bree just feels like, is he real or is he fake? Like, is this real or is this fake? Is he really going to be consistent or is he not? So for me, I'm loving Petiri because he flies in for the finale party, shows up as a surprise. Bree hates surprises, of course, ungrateful ass. And gives her like these first class tickets to New York City so that they can start hanging out and start flying by coastal, bitch. Okay? You don't fuck around when you have a home man that's doing all of that. So Bree is super confused. She's like, oh my God, this is such a grand gesture that I did not want. And he's doing all of this in public and it's performative and I'm just not really feeling it. It's really fake to me. So she ends up breaking up with the boy. And I just kind of felt like, Bree, you're not, listen, ultimately this was great for Petiri because Petiri needs a young woman who's going to be mature about these situations. This man literally flew across the country to show you that he wants to be consistent. And I think the reason why I'm going to have to side with Petiri in all of this is because at least we see Petiri being quote unquote performative. At least we see that he's trying to do something. At least we know that he tried FaceTiming you twice in a 7 days time period where you haven't tried to do anything as far as we know. So it looks like he's making all of these efforts and you're just dodging the situation. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that if you watch the show. Moving right along. And then last but not least, we have the situation with Tai. Tai really wants to be married before she has children. Her boyfriend, Jalen, says fuck marriage. He just wants the child, which I find to be really weird. Like, you want to be committed to a baby mom's, but you don't want to put a ring on the finger. Like, it's weird. Like, how I've never understood that about people where they feel like babies aren't just as big of a commitment as marriage. It's odd. I don't get it. So yeah. And then it comes to like this whole big blow up where Jalen is finally looking for rings, but then Kaylin, his cousin, is asked by Jalen, like, how do you feel about me proposing to Tai? And Kaylin goes, I'm not really sure. You know what I mean? Like, do you really do you really want to be married to her like that? And, Jalen's like, you know what? I'm having second thoughts. Like, let me cool on it. Candace, Kaylin's boo thing, goes and tells Tai this information. And Candace feels like, in her relationship, they're going through a thing where she basically wants a ring before she has kids or before she's risking her, body, risking getting pregnant because Kaylin wants unprotected sex. So she feels as though Kaylin is projecting their relationship problems onto Jalen and Ty's relationship problems. And it's a whole hot mess. It comes to blows. There's this big blow up between all of the couples. So here's what I feel. In a nutshell, listen. In a nutshell, I'm extremely disappointed at how the whole Robb situation came to be. Like, out of everything, that kind of is like bothering me the most. because I just don't like how that ended. Like, I feel like we need more answers to that. And I'm going to try to get them, y'all. I'm going to try to get the answers. I'm going to try to break this tea. I'm on my investigative reporting ass shit. So listen, watch out for the breaking news. So I want to see that. I also am really disappointed in Cheryl and Gerald. I feel like they were barely in the season, and it doesn't really make sense that they are taking up room in the theme song when you have really, really great characters. Like, I felt like AQ and Marcus were really interesting, even though Marcus was a creep and he was trying to get with everybody. Marcus contributed to the show a lot more than Cheryl and Gerald did. So I kind of feel like they need to kick Gerald. They need to demote Gerald and Cheryl. Cheryl doesn't even seem like she wants to be a part of this whole situation. Like, she was barely in the season. Like, she did not have a storyline, like, at all. Like, at all. She showed up to Mexico and then we didn't see her until they got back home to LA. Like, it was weird. Like, it doesn't seem like Cheryl wants to be on the show. So I just kind of feel like, why do we have, like, we need to demote Cheryl and then promote people like AQ, Marcus, Candace, Kaylin, Robb, goddammit. No. And then how else do I feel? I feel like Kaylin did not project his relationship problems on Tai. I feel like Jalen just don't want to marry her ass. Point blank, period. Bree, she fumbled. Like, if a guy surprised me in front of all of my friends with flowers and first class plane tickets, bitch, like, newsflash, I've never flown first class. I have flown 100 times and I've never been in first class. If a nigga want to buy me first class plane tickets, bitch, what date? It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm canceling my schedule. Oh, like, what? Anyways, this season, it was so good. It was so good. Let me know how y'all feel about the situation in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day.